Beautiful beings of this universe, welcome to now. In this video, I'm going to talk about whatever you want to create. Don't overthink it, but we are just going to do it in the now moment. We are not going to think anymore about how is it going to be perceived, how is it going to sound, how is it going to look. If you're a painter, just paint whatever comes. Don't wait for that perfect moment when the idea is just right for you and you say, wow, this is it, this is what I want to create. Just start with whatever comes because it's about the balance. And once you have a lot of average work, then you can have a masterpiece work. But the work needs to be put in. And know that this work I'm talking about is not the external sort of world. I'm completely talking about your inner world. A 100% work needs to be given to your inner world. That is your garden. Basically, you're nurturing your own inner garden. And why are you doing that? Because that is where your love is. You want to feel satisfied in life. And satisfaction will not come from consumption. It will come from creation. And to create means you are giving. So true satisfaction is always in giving. For example, you look at a mother. A mother she she cooks for her children and she has a lot of joy in feeding her children rather than enjoying that same meal herself. So her source of joy, happiness, and satisfaction is in the giving to the children. You see a father who's working hard, and he's working hard for whom? For his family. So when the festival comes and the father takes the kids and the wife to shopping market and he buys things for them, he's having a lot of joy. He's not thinking about what I should buy for myself. He's thinking about them because truly the real joy is in giving. And that is what makes you feel satisfied. No matter you go to the best restaurant and eat, you still think that no, it has not completely satisfied me. But when you when you're in a giving state, you feel very happy. There's something in you that makes you feel that you're at home. You're home in the center of your being, in your heart center. That is who you are actually. So don't let the world tell you that it's by only going externally and consuming and attacking and devouring are you going to get your place. Are you going to find satisfaction? Are you going to feel fulfilled? No. And another thing, even if you have to get something in the external world, make sure it's all to do with you. It must be all to do with you, not with the not for the validation of the world. Because they'll think you're a loser. Let them think. Who cares? In this world, everybody is born individual and unique, and we all are creating and living our own life. So if you're not going to love what you're doing, there's no joy in that. Then again, watch out for your desires. What is it that you want? Don't say I just want to steal and steal from store and steal from bank because that will give me a lot of comfort. It must be coming from your own center, and you know that your center would never tell you to do anything rubbish. Your center is always of high values. It always has those high standards. Your center knows when you should be studying and you are watching YouTube, like you're a shameless person like me, how I spend so much of my hours every day on YouTube and I feel so ashamed. But I just feel I'm so much addicted to it. But don't be like me. Don't watch 8 hours of YouTube every day. I'm thinking how I should cut down on that. But again, it's to me it's very entertaining because I'm getting all those interesting videos in my feed. The algorithm, I think they are the best friend. YouTube is doing great job at that in finding out what people love and then just feeding them that. So I've been a heavy consumer. Now I want to stop my consumption. I've just overloaded, overstuffed myself. Now I just want to give back. So I want to create. I'm tired of consumption. So I want to tell you this as well. If you're also someone like me who depends a lot on social media, because naturally finding good friends is so unreal, because this is a fuck you type of world. Wherever you go, what is the language everyone is using? Fuck you. What is the language people are using at others who they do not like? Fuck you. All the trash sort of things they're doing. Why? Because they have a lot of garbage and hatred inside themselves. So naturally, this sort of a world, you should drop the hopes from finding joy externally. Just drop it. People are not together because they are friends. People are together because they want to bully somebody else. It's all trash. And especially they see you, that you do what you love to do, they hate you for that. So don't get moved by people's bullies or people hate towards you. Let them say whatever they want to say. Who cares? They say fuck you, tell them fuck you too. Like, who are you? It's funny. Look at your standard. Because before you put a assumption of your hate on others, look at their level. They are infinitely higher than you. You cannot be touched. Your words do not reach my spirit. I'm way too high. I'm not here. In my physical body, I'm here, but my spirit is somewhere else. I'm always in higher realms. So when people think that they can attack you verbally and you think it's going to affect you, no. Because you're not waiting for their words to kill you. The goal is that you must die every day. And when you have set that goal for yourself, because you're not living life to draw out of it, you are living life to give in, because life has given you so much. I want to give back to life. I want to give back to the source, to creator, God, because he has given me so much. I just want to give back. I feel this is in excess, so I should give back. I want to give back in my creativity. I want to give back in who I am, in the people I influence. There are a lot of people, there are a lot of younger people than me who watch me and who get inspired, and I like that. There are also older people than me who get inspired. I like it. And by the way, I don't do what I do to for others. I do because I feel within me this beautiful thing has bloomed in my spirit. I just share it. I have no intention of gaining anything. I have no intention of having anything from the external. I'm thinking how I can make my inner garden beautiful so I can grow beautiful flowers and fruits. This is the same intention with which an artist paints. A painter, she's not painting for validation, she's painting to express herself, because when she takes that canvas, she knows that now her soul is free to create whatever she can. There is no limitation on that canvas and the brush. She lets her imagination just flow beautifully. When a dancer dances, he knows that he's not doing this to just to make a hit on a reel on TikTok. There are a lot of young dancers that phenomenal dancers on YouTube, all young boys and young girls, and they are so flexible, they are so free. It's not about just the body movements, it's about how well they have connected to their inner being. The flexibility in their body, in their dance moves, comes from this thing that they have melted themselves inside. So there's not much resistance in their bones. So how have they done it? The physical bone structure is solid, and you cannot make such smooth moves how they do. There's a lot of inner work in a dancer's life. Dancer is not just, don't just discard a dancer, he's a dancer, she's a dancer. Any aspect of art, any aspect of good work that you call, the real good work, as it's said in Kabbalion, you must work on that, which is your calling. That is your true work. And not just sitting in office and cheating on somebody else's work and saying, I'm doing this, or getting nosy about others' work. What are they doing? Let me sniff. Just mind your own business. Mind your own business and be honest. And if you're kicked out, that's okay. Life will move on. You will find something else. But do not compromise. Do not compromise on your day to day living. Do not fall cheap. Because the problem is when you're trading with your own soul, it's going to cost you heavily. Don't just look for cheap shortcuts like the world right now. Don't be like them. Do not make your soul dirty. Keep your inner self always clean. Treat your body and mind and your inner soul like a temple. Don't let these demonic beings detour you just because they are plenty in number and you are alone. You are alone for a reason, because God has chosen you so that you can shine as a diamond under pressure. So don't run away from that pressure. And you will feel that as you truly start to do the real inner work, you might feel that time has slowed down. Everything that you do is getting very, very slow. It's a very slow state. But know that for anything to learn, it must be slow. Don't run after fast things. Fast, 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 fast. When you're learning, in the initial moment, it must be learned slow. Why do you want slowness? Because that is where you will get the clarity of what I'm playing, of how I'm dancing. Like, for example, I watched a very nice two YouTube boys. They danced on Kendrick Lamar's song Peekaboo. So I was very fascinated. I thought I could do those steps. Of course, they're very young, but it's not just about the age. It's also about a lot of people at their age, at 18 and 19, they are not as talented as them. Not everyone who's 18 is super talented. They've got those so many million views for a reason. They have put in the work. They have sharpened their skills as a dancer. But anyway, I thought maybe I could copy some of the moves. But I found out that the way these guys are dancing, there's a lot of intricate steps. Like on every note, these guys are hitting, making a move. There's a lot of intelligence in that. They have a ton of body awareness. Their mind is very sharp. Somebody who has got a lot of body awareness, because if you have good control over your body, you're flexible, they have got a very sharp mind because your mind and body is connected. Your left and right side of the brain. A dancer has a very good balance of the two. Same thing with a pianist. You see, there are a lot of very talented Japanese, Chinese pianists, excellent players on YouTube. Just some few Japanese players, insanely talented. So how are they doing it? First of all, it's a lot of practice. And not just practice in terms of your finger movements, but also theoretically, they are very well educated. They put in a lot of work. These people, they work so hard. And it's so difficult to sit with your instrument for that long. And especially when the subject that you're trying to learn is something new. So when you hit a roadblock, these guys have the courage that they do not run back. They do not just say, I'm going for playing some other game. They sit through that tough point. They work through that. And I love that about them. Because that shows the power of their soul. They are not cowards. They are not running away from problem. These guys dive deep into it. They are the real tigers. Those fabulous pianists. Those fabulous dancers. These are the real tigers of soul. Fearless and fierce. They might be younger than you. It doesn't matter. It's about who they are from inside. How polished. And know that nobody shines that bright like a diamond unless they haven't put under pressure. All these people, all the successful people you see on social media, on any aspect of life, even a devotee, you think a saint does not put effort? A saint put hours of effort in his self, inside of his own self, praying to the Lord. How long can you think about God? Mind is so difficult to put together at one point. A saint's life is not easy. The amount of work and hours of practice that they do, delving in their own self, meditating, it's so difficult. Try sitting in meditation for 5 minutes, you just want to get up. It's so difficult. And there are these yogis and monks who sit for hours. So, be it material or spiritual, anybody who is truly working the right way, they are the ones who actually shine. And the other people who are just trying to get it shortcut, quick money, fast things. I just want things done fast. So that means you are postponing what you truly want, because first of all, you don't know what you want. So don't get deluded by them, because they are in a fast race, but they don't know where they are going. And you might feel you are going very slow, but you're on your path. So it's much better to go slow on the right direction than moving very fast in an aeroplane, in a jet plane, in a wrong direction. So the creative process is, I took very awesome notes from some video, and that talks about the creative process. So to bring out your life as a legacy, what you truly want to do is create something that is meaningful to you. And don't just think working for some company is your goal. That is a side thing that you do. That you do as a side thing so that you can pay your bills. But gradually you should also leave that and come to your true self. What is it that you were called for? Because when you die, you're going to think that I have always lived in a postponed state of mind. I'll postpone it. I'll postpone myself. So I was born to be a good, I was a good keyboard player, I was a good pianist, but then I had responsibilities and this and that, so I just let go. Anyway, nobody's listening. No, you're not doing that. You're going to play for yourself, for the divine in you, even if you have got zero listeners. Even if nobody listens to you, you have ear, you listen to your music. That is very healing, by the way. So the creative process, it should be about bringing out your life as a legacy. Again, it's not about external people, how many people are liking your work or not. When Vincent was alive, nobody liked him. People wanted him dead. And this is the thing, if you are walking on your path, nobody is going to like you. People will want you dead. People will be so much in hate of you because you show the mirror how they are not living their lives authentically. Let it be. Don't be scared. Don't be scared of facing them. Don't be scared of facing your own inner demons. Don't be scared of nothing. And if the fear comes, don't be even scared of that. So you watch your fear has arisen in you, that it's telling, oh, that's a lot of work for me. I don't want to do it because that is going to give me physical body pain. And if I get the body pain, I don't know how it's going to heal. It's going to give me a lot of emotional pain if I go out and people scream at me and people call out names to me that she's crazy. World has always called genius people crazy. Don't fall for that. If people are not telling you stuffs, if that does not trigger their demons, that means you're not even doing good. You're not being honest to yourself. You're trying to take a shortcut path. You're trying to be invisible just to be safe. Don't do that. Entire world is like that. But the chosen ones are few. And they're always by themselves. And if the chosen people like us, if we truly do find somebody of our vibration, at our frequency, those are our circle. That means only quality people, OQP. Only quality people. You do not allow any Tom, Dick, and Harry to just be your friend. You've got boundaries. You need to learn to create boundaries. Even if it's your family that does not support you when you show up as who you are, as a strong soul, do not fight with them, but just keep a distance. A toxic family is only going to waste your time. Just let them do whatever they want to do. Let them say whatever they want to say. But you do you. So coming to the right and the left brain, the left brain is the intellectual, and the right brain is the spiritual. And your left brain can do a lot of analytical tasks like planning, like buying tools, like reflecting on audience, deciding on genre, processing feedback, sourcing inspiration. And you must be mindful of task cross contamination between your left and right brain. What does your right brain do? Your right brain is the spiritual side, the spiritual side. So the right brain looks more from a bigger perspective, from a vision aspect. And your left brain is intellectual. It helps you in doing the tasks. It's like the tool. Your right brain is like the planning. You plan that I want to make a beautiful garden. Your left brain tells you that you should go to a store and buy this tool for digging. You should go to a store and buy this pesticide or whatever. So the right brain is more about generative tasks. It involves like drafting scripts, painting. What are you going to paint? Idea generation, a free play of instrument. So when you're playing an instrument, you you can do two things, right? One is you just play freely, whatever comes to your mind, whatever your ear fancies. Or the second way is when you are learning a piece. For example, if you are learning nocturne in C minor, so then you've got to follow that standard how it is. You just cannot play anything. I mean, you will play anything if you are not skilled enough because you cannot read sheet music. So then learn that. How do you learn that is by slowing down. Don't think that you just take the sheet music book and you just learn it. It's all a slow process. Everything that we have learned is slow. Just look at your childhood. Anything that you learned came very slowly when you started walking, when you started writing. How difficult it was for you when you were small to write, to hold the pen. But now, see, it's so easy. You just take it and you just write it. It's like a no brainer. But initially, for a small child, when first time they start to read and write, it's so difficult. And you might face that as you get older, the problem is the same because the pace with which you need to learn is very much fast compared to your learning skill level. The learning skill level is very slow, and life wants you to learn fast. So there's this dance between fast and slow. The slow will eventually turn into fast pace, but don't expect fast to turn slow. I mean, even if you're starting with this approach that no, I want things fast, so I want to learn this fast, then you're just going to overlook a lot of details. And those are the basics. But while you learn a basic, you should make sure that you are reading word by word. But if you read too fast, you might be in this danger of losing out on the real concept. The problem is if you lose out on the true real concept, the base of it, now you go ahead and put a lot of details to the external structure, it would still collapse because your basic was not there. And furthermore, it's impossible to go to the details of the upper structure if you have not learned the basics at the core. So you can keep on postponing that I don't want to learn this now, I don't want to do it now. But gradually, you know that there will come a point in your life when you have got to say, let's face it, let's learn it. And the reason for your postponement was that you were thinking, I will do it sometime when people do not care about me, when people are not going to judge me. That is never going to happen. Whatever you do at whatever age in your life, at whatever point, there are always going to be critiques. There are always people who would say, no, I don't think it has any value. So whatever you have to do, do it now. Whatever is your true calling, do it now. whatever it is. Don't just postpone too long because life is too short and you might die anytime. Life is short. See how time flies. And the strange thing about time is while you're living in it, you don't you don't see how it is going. It seems like it's just there, it's still, and you're not moving. Though you're on a planet which is constantly moving at fast speed. But we don't feel the movement. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how others perceive you, how others see you. Let them have their say. It's about you. So so just be honest to yourself. Just keep it real. Keep it real all the time. As a good exercise to balance your left and right brain, even while you write it very slowly. Like for example, you try writing some beautiful calligraphy very slowly and you watch the movement of the pen stroke on the paper, the way it leaves the imprint, the way it the way you watch your hand movements. That is deep meditation. Or when you read a book, read it very thoroughly, word by word. Don't just rush to finish the book. Just go slow with it. Take in the essence of that. Because there's no joy in like waiting on next. And we are all our life been trained like that. You cannot be in the now moment. You're always supposed to think ahead, think of the future, think of the future. And like this, you have just been running all your life in your school. You have been rushed by the system because there's too much to study and the time is so low. You always feel you're pushed. You've got so many things to do at school, right? It's not just the education, it's a lot of other things. You've got to go for soccer, you've got to do swimming, you've got to go to gym, you've got to learn to play keyboard, piano. It's too many things together. And then the pressure of school. Same thing, then you're pushed into college. It's just the same. Then you feel you're pushed into the working life. Then the midlife crisis comes. Then there's always, always, there are a lot of things which are undone because the list is never ending. All you can do is pick one thing and do one thing at a time. And if you're always in imagination that I can do 10 things parallelly, you are very wrong. For that, a highly skilled, trained, meditative mind can do that. A normal person cannot do that. To be able to think 10 lanes of thoughts in which you're actually working out a plan, having a conscious thinking is first of all very difficult. Get this internalized into your system. Random thinking everybody is doing, but a conscious thinking is so difficult. It's so terrifying. People don't want to learn that because if you are put to this pressure that you've got to think consciously now, do this test. Like for example, in a day of 24 hours, you just watch your mind and you will see that most of the time it's just a blabber. It's just making some useless words. It is just thinking something useless. Right thinking is difficult because thought experiments are the most difficult. So when people use affirmations, when people chant, all those are what? All those are just the actual grounding of your mind to those vibrations. So when, let's say, a lot of people do affirmations, right? I'm healthy, I'm rich, I'm abundant, I'm creating the future I want, I'm living in my present in absolute bliss right here, right now. Either you say it externally or you say it within yourself. And don't be shy to even say it externally. Don't worry. Like, worry for what? People will laugh at you? Let them laugh at you. People will make fun of you? Let them make fun of you. If they do not have best interest for you, don't give a damn to what they have to say, what they have to think, how they act. Just don't care. And here's the thing, nobody cares. So at least you do not be your enemy. You must be your best friend. What the society wants is to turn you against you. So now the external world is no more needed for them to kill your confidence. Now you are on a self help, as Sadhguru says. You are ready to destroy yourself. This is what the society trains you for. This is why the alienation, why nobody is talking to no one. You see, look at the conversation that's going on outside. All bullshit. Nobody talks out of love. Nobody talks out of inspiration. Nobody is trying to show you light. They're trying to dim your light. That talks about them, not about you. You must be on your path and you must have the courage to love yourself, to do the best for yourself. And when I say do the best for yourself, doesn't mean that that external spree of hoarding and having more, being more. It's about living in authenticity and creating the things that matter to you. That is your legacy. And not leaving a house behind which your grandchildren will enjoy. That is not a legacy. What will you do with brick and mortar? You did not create what you were born to create. What a wastage of life have you done? Of course, you need a house for living because you cannot sleep on the street. Of course, you need things to operate, but keep those to your requirement and don't be so greedy about those things. Why? Because just because it's being liked by someone else, just because the social media tells you that this is who you are based on their standards, that's not important at all. What is important is you create what you truly want to create. Now if you fail at that, that is failure. Don't delude yourself into thinking that is not a failure. That is a failure. Yeah, be honest with yourself that you have failed in your own eyes. And if you feel terrible about it, that's okay. Take a pen and paper and write down that it's okay to fail and I love myself and I'm going to pick myself again. And you just start from there. Let people say whatever they want to say. Let them do whatever they want to do. Live in the world, but not of this world. This is what Christ said. Just live by Christ consciousness. And this is what Christ said. Live in the world, but not of the world. So that means you're going to live authentically. You're going to create things that you love. And you're going to love the world despite them hating or liking on you. You're not going to get moved by their perceptions about you, by their judgments about you. And also, you're not going to hate them. Because Christ said that you must forgive because God has forgiven you. So forgive people, but do not again just go and talk to that toxic friend or that toxic family member because I have forgiven you. Because no, the nature of snake is to bite. That you cannot stop. What you can do is keep at a distance. So do the things that you like. And primarily do it out of love. There's no joy in just doing mechanical tasks if there's no love. See, the mechanical aspect will come into everything. You see, a pianist plays so well. Why? Because she has practiced, she has learned it so well. And while learning, first she understood the basic, and then she has learned the scales, she has done it in parts, and then she has done practice. That practice is mechanical. But while she's even practicing, she's aware of every note. She's aware of the melody that flows. So there is intelligence in that. There's awareness. But if somebody plays without love, that that's not going to have that juice. So just whatever you do, do it out of love. If even if you're cooking, you will see that in your own foods that you make, if someday you are making just in a rush that you want the food to be cooked fast because you have to write an email and do it fast, you will find that no matter how much amount of oil, spices, and vegetables and everything, you have done it nicely, but it's not going to digest in your system very well. You're not going to relish that taste. But the other day, you might find that even if you have made a very simple plain dish, but you made it out of love, you nurtured it, you enjoyed every single step that you took. So now that food is going to taste very nice. For example, when I just make tea and toast in the morning, but I make that out of love because I like that butter toast with salt and pepper. It's so plain, but it's so delicious, especially with tea. That is so, so awesome. So just whatever you do, do it out of love. And that is the only art for success. That is the only way for anything that is worth living in the world. Why do you think a videographer who is making great videos, he cannot put that much effort into learning? Photography, videography is so technical, right? It's not an easy thing. They are able to do all of that because they love videography. And they are ready to take that pain of learning that difficult Adobe Photoshop. They are ready to put that effort in learning the edits. Because once you have learned, now you can play with it. Now you can try this edit, it's going to give me this effect. And now you can make a simple thought into a very heroic video edit. It's going to give a lot of joy to you, first of all. And then, of course, externally too, you will have lots of likes and things on the video. But you're not just concerned about that. Your intention is to create the best that you can in that edit. Your intention is to first learn it the best way that you can. So just make sure whatever you do, do it out of love. Come from your heart space and then use your mind. And not the other way that you're just trying to think from the mind because you just saw externally through your eyes. This is what they're doing. That is their recipe for success. Let me copy paste it. Because if you try that, and you might even win that game of copy paste, but it's not going to be very satisfying. What you truly want to do is feel the satisfaction in your own very soul. What everyone is truly looking for is finding happiness and joy in their heart. Now, for that only, people go about making houses, build business empires, people travel the world, people marry, they have relationship, they have children, grandchildren. Everything is out of love. And if there's no love, there's no point just running. So come on to the center, align yourself, and do what you love. Have a blessed day, my friend. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.